Hello, this is Seven Springs Armory, and this is the Beretta 92G. This is a used Beretta, and actually the 92G of all the Beretta variants is our favorite variant of the Beretta 92. It is a 9mm full-size handgun, 5-inch barrel. The thing that makes the 92G, specifically the G model, unique is that the safety, like on a normal 92, isn't a safety as much as it is a decocker only. It is a decocker only variant. The G model was originally designed for law enforcement use and originally sold specifically for law enforcement use. Any G that you come across on the market today is used and was originally issued to law enforcement. This one is in excellent condition. We just picked this up recently in a private sale. It was a variant that originally came with factory Trijicon sights drilled into the front post. You can see a little bit right there where it says Trijicon. It's kind of hard to read. It's been worn off over the years from holster wear. But the sights are tapped in a way with, let's see if I can line that up, with Trijicon tritium tubes. Still glowing, pretty good. Not the brightest they've ever been, but they are still glowing. What I want to do now is I want to show you trigger reset on the 92G and how it works, and specifically on this model. So there's a couple ways to carry this gun. As you can see, we've got a hammer in the back there. That is a full hammer down, what I'm showing there. Usually most people, if they would carry this on duty, would carry it in a semi-cocked position. And what that does is prevents, even though there is a firing pin block safety on this gun, it prevents the hammer from coming forward if it gets knocked and striking the back of the firing pin. Just an additional safety. What I'm going to do for the first round of trigger reset is I'm going to show you how the trigger functions when the hammer is all the way down. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if I can get my thumb out of the way there. So here we go. We'll go ahead and pull the trigger. When the hammer is all the way down, you've got almost no slack to take up from the get-go. That's the amount of slack you have when the hammer is down. I'll go ahead and do that again. Very crisp trigger. It's a pretty heavy trigger. I estimated about 16-17 pounds. But it's a nice trigger for a double action gun. From a semi-cocked position, you've got some additional trigger slack to take up just because you've got just a little bit of that hammer already in a cocked position. So coming onto the trigger, you've got just that much slack to take up, and then it's just straightforward double action pull. So putting this gun into single action mode, let's go ahead and get it to reset itself. Now the hammer is obviously down and cocked in single action mode, assuming you've already fired your first shot. So let's go ahead and let the trigger reset there. I think you heard the trigger reset. I'll go ahead and do it again. So I'll get really close so you can see it. So we're all the way down. There was the reset, and just a little bit of slack to take up there once the reset occurred. And you'll notice if you look at the top of the gun, when I take up the slack on the reset, that is actually pulling up the firing pin block there that's the safety being pushed up, keeping the firing pin from falling forward. So when you've got your slack taken up on the trigger there, it's actually causing the firing pin safety to come off, and that's why there's slack there. So let's go ahead and do this a couple times, and I'll show you a little bit more. So again, all the way down, trigger reset, and just a little bit of slack to take up and fire. Once the gun's in single action mode, it's a beautiful, beautiful gun to fire. Very, very fast. One of the beautiful things about the Beretta, as you know, as most Berettas function, is they've removed a lot of metal on the slide, and what that does is reduces reciprocating weight. It causes the gun to be able to fire faster than its counterpart because you've got less less recoil that you're feeling because there's less flying back into your hand. The other thing I want to show you on a Beretta that makes it a unique gun is the locking system on the barrel is different than most firearms. So when you fire this gun, I want you to watch the barrel there. Let's see if I can do this without getting in the way. What's happening right there is the barrel's going to come back with the slide. Okay, what it's not doing is it's not rotating. It's not a rotating locking mechanism like on a 1911 or a Glock. Or, excuse me, on a Glock. It functions a little more like a 1911, but it's not. It's pretty unique locking system. So it's going to come back, and then the slide's going to come straight back. That barrel is not rotating at all. So you get a very, very precise shot with this weapon. It's a wonderful weapon to shoot. For those that like a double action gun, the Beretta 92G is one of our favorites. And this gun is used, but its condition is absolutely wonderful. The grips are in good shape. There's no cracks in the slide or the barrel. All around a beautiful, beautiful gun. I carried a Beretta 92G for a number of years and gave it up when I went to a duty Glock. So that's the Beretta 92G. Love this gun. It will find a great home. It's a wonderful weapon for a gunfighter. It's probably at the point, if you're going to use this as a duty weapon, that you would need to put in, send the gun off to Trijicon and have the tritium tubes replaced. But the night sights are still functional for the average Joe, so to speak. Again, great weapon for a gunfighter. We love this weapon a lot, and it is one of our favorites. Again, this is Seven Springs Armory. Have a great day.